Hi, I'm Jeff Johnson. Thanks for clicking on this video, the first in a series of videos about my journey with throat cancer. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 53 years old, never smoked, never drank. I've been happily married to the same woman for almost 25 years, and I live what most people would consider a pretty boring life. I am absolutely atypical when it comes to being the kind of person you would expect to get throat cancer. The particular type of cancer that I have, typically when people get it in their throat, they are people who have smoked heavily and drank heavily for much of their adult lives. None of that applies to me. I have worked in the media for most of the past 30 years. You'll notice that my website, my YouTube channel, my Facebook page, all of that are AMTOJJ, Taj. Taj is the other Jeff Johnson, because no matter where I've worked in the media, when people say, "Are you the Jeff Johnson who this?" or "Are you the Jeff Johnson who that?" I'm never the Jeff Johnson they're talking about. I'm always the other Jeff Johnson. So I have a little fun with that. So about 2 months ago, in February of 2018, I was having trouble, I thought, with sinus infections. I went to an ear, nose, and throat doctor who did an examination of my sinuses where they numb your nasal passages and put a camera into your sinuses, and he found no evidence whatsoever of any sinus infection. Really no explanation other than that I have severe allergies. I'm pretty much allergic to everything that produces pollen or dander. And he attributed all of my symptoms to that, including the ear pain, a little bit of a sore throat, very, very minor difficulty swallowing. I honestly have no idea whether or not that's connected to my cancer, but I just tell you that by way of history. So that was about 2 months ago. About a month ago, I had an unrelated surgery, and when they were intubating me, when they were putting the breathing tube into my throat, they scratched the back of my throat. 2 weeks after that, after all the pain medication had worn off and everything from the surgery, I was still having pain in my throat, and I started having difficulty swallowing, which I reported to my ENT doctor, and things went into high gear at that point. They immediately suggested that I see a GI doctor, a gastrointestinal doctor, and I did. The GI doctor did a physical exam followed by what's called an EGD. It's an upper endoscopy that looks inside your mouth all the way down through your esophagus, through your stomach, and into the tube called the duodenum. That's, I believe it connects the stomach and the intestines. I'm not certain exactly how that works. But anyway, the upper half of your gastrointestinal tract they looked at. And while they were in there, they did find a tumor. So the gastrointestinal doctor sent me back to the ENT doctor because it was in my throat. The ENT doctor did a visual exam with the camera and a physical exam. He actually put his finger in there and touched the tumor. That was unpleasant. And said, we need to do a biopsy. So on Thursday of this week, I had a biopsy, and the lab work from that biopsy indicates squamous cell carcinoma. It is throat cancer, is the simple way to say that. It is located at the base of my tongue. I'll try to put this on the screen, but I'll do it with my hand so you can see. So if this is your tongue, this is the front of your mouth, and your tongue is curling back. And at the bottom, your epiglottis, the little flap that covers your breathing tube so that food doesn't go into your lungs, there's a little pocket there, a little notch. And the tumor is in that little notch. It's way down in there. According to the ENT doctor, the tumor is small. And based on his visual examination, it also has not spread to the lymph nodes. So if you have to be told that you've got cancer, it's very good to be told that it is self-contained and small and not spread to the lymph nodes. They also believe that it's early stage. They believe it's stage 1 or stage 2. So the good news is they believe we caught it early. They believe it's small. They believe it has not metastasized to the lymph nodes. And I'm going to hold on to that until I'm told otherwise. So what's next? It is on Tuesday of this coming week, I'll have a PET scan. This is a more comprehensive, they've already done a CT scan. They'll do a more comprehensive PET scan that will give them a much more in-depth picture of what the tumor looks like, where it's located, how big it is, how dense it is, what it's composed of. And that will help them much more strongly solidify the treatment plan that we're going to follow as we do this. And then on Thursday, I will have a rapid round of lab work and appointments with an oncologist and a radiation oncologist and a radiation lab simulation where we will go in and they will actually hook me up as if they were going to give me radiation treatment to see how I handle that, I guess partially, at least emotionally, but also physically, how my body responds to that. So that's where I am. I plan to do a video probably once a week to update you on what's going on. with my journey with throat cancer. And I'm doing this for a couple of reasons. First of all, it helps me honestly not have to repeat this information over and over and over again. I can do the video one time, and folks who are interested can come and watch the video and get an update and know what's going on with my situation. But also, I want to encourage other people. I have already spent quite a bit of time reading information on the MD Anderson Cancer Center's website, watching videos on YouTube of people who have survived this very same cancer, some of them at much more advanced stages that were discovered much later after formation and larger tumors. And what they have told me has encouraged me. It's given me hope that my treatment is going to be successful, that it's going to be fairly quick. And while there are some rather severe side effects, and some of them can be permanent, life's going to go on. So that's where I am right now. When I have an update, I will come back and share more with you. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you'd like to follow these videos. And if you have any questions or comments, just put those below. I am not a medical professional, so I can't answer any medical questions, but I can share my experience with you. And I can also share some resources. I happen to, and this is a great blessing, I happen to actually work for a university medical center that is one of 9 partners in the world with the MD Anderson Cancer Center. So I will be receiving my treatment literally down the elevator and down a couple of halls from my office. With folks that I know and have worked with for the last 4.5 years. And so that's a great blessing, and it's obviously going to help me. I know my way around the cancer center. I know the folks who work there, so it's not all new and big and scary. And I want to close on this. One of the things that I've learned over the course of the last 4.5 years working at the University Medical Center is what cancer really is. As I said, I'm 53 years old, and up until a couple of years ago, nobody ever told me what cancer was. It was just cancer. It was this big, scary word that when you heard it, especially if you were young and only knew old people who had gotten cancer, cancer meant somebody was going to die. That's most definitely not necessarily the case anymore. Cancer is just a cell or group of cells that did not stop growing when they were supposed to. So they continued to grow after they were supposed to stop. Now, it may seem like a distinction without a difference to you, but to me, that is manageable. That's something we can attack. That's something we can kill. That's something we can destroy. That's something we can fix, as opposed to this big, scary boogeyman of cancer that really puts a lot of fear into everybody. Not trying to minimize cancer, not trying to minimize anybody's experience with more advanced cancers or larger tumors. Just want you to understand that medical science has advanced just amazingly over the course of even the last 10 years. And one of the things I hope to do in later videos is to show you the radiation treatments that I will receive, to let you actually watch one of those be administered. And if I have to have chemotherapy, I won't know that until Thursday of this week, but if I do have to have chemotherapy, to let you see part of that and see how that works. And so hopefully we can take some of the fear away from this and take some of the power away from cancer through the power of information. I believe information is power, and that's why I'm doing this, is to share information with you. So thanks for watching the video. Again, if you have any questions or comments, leave those below. I am a man of faith, so if you are a praying person, I would definitely appreciate your prayers. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.